Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media, and tonight's video I want to go over my Scream Factory collection. Now, I'm a huge fan of Scream Factory. For those who don't know, this is a Blu-ray company that rescans old horror movies in sometimes 4K restorations, sometimes 2K restorations, and adds tons of special features, new artwork, posters. It just makes a really cool collector's item. So in this video, I'm going to go over my collection and go over each title in a little bit of detail. Let's get to it. So first up on the list, we have The Burning. Now this was one of Jason Alexander's first movie. You guys probably know him from Seinfeld, but this is a classic horror movie. This came out about the same time as Friday the 13th, and in my opinion, this is actually better than Friday the 13th. This is just a classic slasher for those who haven't seen it. If you're a fan of the slasher genre, you have to check this out. This comes with tons of special features, and overall, I just thought this was definitely one to own. This one doesn't say if it's a 2K or 4K upscan, so I'm just gonna say this is a 1080p transfer right here. Next up, we have Manhunter. Now this was like the original story of Hannibal Lecter, and for those who watch my review of Manhunter on Netflix, it actually is based on the same thing. So this is a look into the mind of a serial killer, and this is more of a slow burn. This is more of a thriller than a horror, but a very good movie nonetheless, and awesome new artwork from Scream Factory. Now again, this does not say a new 2K or 4K scan, so I'm going to just say this is a 1080p scan. Next up, we have the holiday thriller Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now this is an absolute classic to watch around the holidays, and I just really love this newly commissioned artwork they gave. I think it is perfect for the holidays. I love the purplish hue they have on it. I think it's just a nice, bright, and colorful artwork for this classic. Next up, we have The Exorcist 3. Now I think this is a highly underrated movie, and I think that's because it has the Exorcist name with it, but I think this is actually one of the scariest movies with one of the best jump scares in history. I think this blows all the other Exorcists out of the water. It's not really even related to the other Exorcists. This is just a great thriller, great horror movie, and I love the newly commissioned artwork on this as well. So this one is a 2K scan of the theatrical cut, so you get a very nice picture with this one. Next up, we have Jeepers Creepers 1 and Jeepers Creepers 2. Now I'm just going to do these together, but these are guilty pleasures of mine that I grew up watching that I definitely had to pick up straight up just for this artwork. I really like what Scream Factory did with the artwork on these. I think they absolutely blew it out of the park, and the original artwork on these is nice as well, which you still get, but I just think that this reverse artwork and newly commissioned artwork is awesome. Next up, we have one of my favorite in the collection, and that's The Thing. Now, this is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. John Carpenter absolutely kills it in the horror genre. We'll get some more of him later on, but this is such an awesome transfer. This is a 4K scan, and this looks great. The movie is great. The newly commissioned artwork is awesome, and this is one that everyone should have in their collection. Sorry, this is actually a 2K scan. Thought this was a 4K scan. This is a 2K scan. Next up, we got Child's Play. Now, this is another one that I watched during my childhood constantly. This was always on TV. I was always watching it. This pretty much is what got me into the horror genre, this and Nightmare on Elm Street, and I had to pick this one up when I saw the newly commissioned artwork, all the special features, and a new 2K transfer. This looks absolutely great, and for anybody who's a fan of horror, or maybe even not a fan of horror, this is a great entryway. It's not too scary. It's got some laughs. Great movie. Next up, we actually have a newer pickup for me, and that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now, I've always liked this film. Get Out was my favorite movie of last year, and I feel that it was a big homage to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and I really just loved this movie. I was really happy that I found this at Best Buy on sale with a slipcover. I was really surprised about that. But this is also a new 2K scan. It looks phenomenal, and just a great movie that really falls into a bunch of different genres. Next up, we got Firestarter. Now, this is also a newer addition to my collection. I actually haven't watched this one yet. This is with Drew Barrymore, so I'm not going to go over the film too much, but I really like the newly commissioned artwork on this. This also has a new 2K scan, so I will let you guys know how the picture quality is on this one, but I've heard good things and I can't wait to watch it. Next up, we have Land of the Dead. Now, this is the 2005 version of Land of the Dead, and I'm a fan of this version. Clearly, I like the original more, but I'm still a fan of this version. This is John Leguizamo, and this is just fun. This is not really horror, I would say. This is more action horror than anything. You know, you're not going to really be scared in this movie. And while I'm on topic of this, I definitely have to add the Dawn of the Dead into my Scream Factory collection. I do have that on the way from Amazon, hoping that comes with a slip, but for now, Land of the Dead is great as well, and this also has a 2K scan and looks great. Watched this a couple of times. Next up, we have Misery. Now, this is an absolute classic for those who have not seen it. Kathy Bates kills it in this movie. I mean, I see her now in American Horror and all this stuff, and the horror genre always stuck with me with her because of this movie alone. Now, this is a new 4K scan, and this will absolutely blow your mind. It looks like a new movie. It is crystal clear. It looks absolutely beautiful. Next up, we got James Gunn's Slither. So this is actually directed by the same guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy. I know, kind of out of left field there, but this is a horror slash comedy. It's more of a gross out horror, but it has a lot of jokes in it. It's not meant to scare you. It's definitely meant to make you laugh more than it is to scare you, and this is just a fun movie overall. This is just an HD transfer. We don't get a new scan, but this is not an old movie, so this does look great. Next up, we got a cult classic, The Strangers. Now, I love this movie. This came out in 2008, and I just loved it ever since. I don't know what it is about it. There just is a sense of dread, a sense of loneliness, and a sense of helplessness in this movie that I love, and that I think it was captured great on camera. And again, I picked this one up mainly for the special features. This has some great special features, and for this newly commissioned artwork. This comes with actually other artwork as well, alternative artwork for the Blu-ray that I haven't seen before, so that's really cool. But this was a double dip for me. This does look a little bit better than the normal Blu-ray does, but really I just picked this one up for the artwork and because I'm a huge fan of the movie. And last but not least, we have a steelbook, and that's John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Now, this is a newer steelbook, and I love the artwork on this. I think this is absolutely gorgeous, and I think the movie itself is great as well. Now, I'm actually not sure if this is a 2K or a 4K scan, but I do know this was a new scan, I believe a 2K scan. It looks great, and for those who haven't seen it, it's a very good mystery type horror movie. So anyway, guys, that's my Scream Factory collection. I do have a bunch more on the way. I have Drag Me to Hell, I have Dawn of the Dead, and I have Serial Mom. I really enjoy the three of those, and I have those on the way. I'm hoping they come with slips, but I just wanted to share my collection with you. I got into Scream Factory actually probably because of YouTube. I started looking up reviews, I started looking up special collector's editions, and that's where I found about Scream Factory. They're an awesome company that's constantly putting out classic horror movies and classic horror comedies, I would say. So if you like those genres, definitely keep them on the lookout. Anyway, guys, let me know down below if you like my collection video. Let me know if there's other collections you would like to see. Again, I have Criterion, I have Arrow. I'll do big collection videos on those, and have a good night, guys.